We all have that one thing we desperately want to change. Maybe it's getting into shape, launching a business, or finally learning a new language. When we decide it's time to make that change, our default strategy is almost always the exact same. We set a massive, intimidating goal. We pick a distant finish line and resolve to push as hard as we can until we cross it. But when we inevitably burn out and fail to reach those milestones, we blame ourselves. We assume we simply lack willpower. In reality, that constant cycle of failure stems from a fundamental flaw in the way we use goals. Focusing on a goal means focusing entirely on a desired outcome. This leaves you without a plan for the difficult, unglamorous moments, the Tuesday afternoons when you're tired and the motivation is gone, that actually determine your progress. If you look closely at how we set targets, you run into a serious case of survivorship bias. We look at the people at the top of the podium and assume their ambitious goals got them there. But the winners and the losers of any competition share the exact same goal. Every Olympian wants the gold medal. The goal does not separate them. Even if you do achieve an objective, the change is only momentary. If you summon the energy to clean a messy room, you have a clean room for today. But if you maintain the same sloppy habits that led to the mess in the first place, you'll be looking at a new pile of clutter next week. A goal-oriented mindset also boxes you into a narrow version of happiness. It creates a strict either-or scenario. Either you achieve the objective and you're successful, or you fall short and you're a failure. You end up continuously putting off your satisfaction until the next milestone. Goals are useful for briefly setting a direction, but they actively fight against long-term continuous progress. They create a yo-yo effect. Once a runner crosses the finish line, the race is over, the motivation vanishes, and they revert right back to their old habits. The alternative to this trap is a system. If goals are about the specific results you want to achieve, systems are about the daily processes that lead to those results. To see how a system outperforms a goal, look at British professional cycling. For almost a century, British riders were mediocre, winning only one Olympic gold medal since 1908. That trajectory shifted in 2003 when they hired a new performance director named Dave Brailsford. Brailsford didn't come in and set a massive goal to win the Tour de France. Instead, he implemented a relentless philosophy he called the aggregation of marginal gains. The strategy was simple: break down every single component of riding a bike and improve it by just 1%. His team made tiny adjustments. They tested massage gels to see which yielded fastest muscle recovery. They rubbed alcohol on the tires for better grip and painted the team truck white to spot tiny specks of dust. As these hundreds of small improvements accumulated, the results were staggering. At the 2008 Olympic Games, British cyclists captured 60. You heat the room to 26, 27, 28 degrees. The ice cube doesn't do a thing. It isn't until the exact moment the temperature hits 32 degrees that the ice finally begins to melt. The effort you put in at 26 and 29 degrees wasn't wasted. It was just being stored. Because we can't see immediate results, we fall into the valley of disappointment. People quit good habits because their stored work hasn't crossed the visible threshold yet. The outside world only sees the dramatic breakthrough. In reality, that event is the sudden release of potential stored during all the hidden work that came before. So how do you actually survive the valley of disappointment long enough to see results? This diagram shows the 3 layers of behavior change. The outermost layer is outcomes, what you get, like losing weight. The middle layer is processes, what you do, like going to the gym. The deepest core layer is identity, what you believe, your self-image. Most people try to force change from the outside in by focusing solely on the outcome. But true, lasting behavioral shifts only occur when you stop trying to force results and instead start building from the inside out. Habits operate exactly like atoms. They are fundamental, microscopic units. On their own, a single routine seems insignificant. But as they multiply, they interlock to build the overarching architecture of remarkable results. Every repetition is a vote for the person you wish to become. Effective habits allow you to build an identity as a reader or a runner, which is far more durable than simply checking off a single book or finishing one race. Your long-term progress is ultimately capped by the quality of your daily systems, no matter how ambitious your goals might be. If you abandon the intimidating finish line and commit entirely to a daily 1% system, the ultimate outcome will inevitably take care of itself.